They were very self-sufficient. Over on this side, you'll see some examples of wooden shoes. And they actually did wear wooden shoes at first. And this is how they carved them, out of a block of wood. And they kept whittling it down until it was the shape they needed. Okay? This is a barrel for apples. This is actually the stir that was brought over in the trunk that my forefathers brought over. They must have thought it was really important to have an apple butter stirrer because it was in the trunk. But if anybody knows what apple butter is, they would use apples and cook them a long time, and it became like a sauce, and they would use that on their bread.
So kind of like a jam.
Yeah,
type.
except it was
made with apples.
not berries, okay? And then over here are just examples in here of all different pantry items that ladies at that time would have had in their kitchens. And if you want to just take a look in there and see.
So everything would have to come in a can or a box or a crate. So your mustard, your spices, those type of things would all come in. They don't come in plastic containers.
Yes. And you wanted to be able to close them up tightly because you wanted them to last a long time and you didn't want any mice or bugs getting in there. But sometimes that happened anyway.
Cannonball was found at Fort Niagara. Yep. What's in there? Okay, bud.
And in here, there's a picture, two statues of the King and Queen of Prussia, because that's where they left when they came here. So they still had some concern for the King and Queen of Prussia, apparently.
You can see examples in here of an autograph book and some birthday cards and curling irons. And let's see what else is in here. Some locks, and we've got some axe heads and a tomahawk head that were found near some Indian relics found in Wheatfield.
Yeah. And right here are some items that were used in the saloon that my great-grandfather had, which the building is still there, real close to the road, across from the meeting place. And that gray building used to be, on one side was a saloon. Do you know what a saloon is?
No, it's a bar.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it was kind of like a hangout. They'd go there and play checkers or whatever.
So was the gray building not the brown building?
Right.
Oh, so what was the brown? Was the brown?
That was another one.
Oh, that was another one. Okay.
But the difference for this one, that was actually Henry Voelker.
Okay.
Was the name of, it was on my grandmother's side, on my mom's side. But his wife had the other side. Remember where Hilda used to have her establishment?
The hair salon.
Yes, before that it was a shoe store originally.
Okay.
So, shoe store on one side and the bar on the other, or
Saloon.
And these are all his utensils that he used for that. So those were donated. And he was also the first president of the fire company. So he was kind of an important guy.
Yes. And you can see also some more examples of the Menwelt pottery that we talked about. So here would be like a baking dish. And another, like a crock here. And there's some that are broken into parts.
Yes, and when I was digging here and planting flowers, I would find little pieces still in the ground of the pottery that was here from back in late 1800s, mid 1800s. So, because like I said, the pottery works were right across the street. And actually, when his first wife died, he married my great-grandmother, and she lived here. She was of the ladies, I didn't point that out, but the ladies who lived here, their picture is by the front door there where you signed in. So,
all right.
And this is a mouse trap.
Oh yeah, this is a mouse trap.
Or rat trap.
Rat trap?
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, it was depending on how big it is.
Elaine can demonstrate that.
Come up like this, and I would come down and trap the rat. Yep.
Yeah, so somebody had to build that.
Ruth, was this outside for the?
Yes, my dad didn't want it to get
Yeah.
ruined,
by the
so he
front
wanted
door.
Then
to
they
find
would
a
go in
place
there
for
and
it,
then
so I
hit
put
it.
it here.
Yeah, that looks good. I
Just
just.
to make you,
Trap 'em in
that's
there.
how the front of most buildings look back in the
we had
mid
like a mouse trap,
to late
and it took the
1800s.
trap with it.
Oh,
Because
nice.
they
All right,
open the
so you
front
guys
door.
look carefully in here if you have any questions. I'm gonna go get the other.
just wanted to
door.
salvage
Back,
that.
because we're already-
Yeah.
we're not really in the front door, are we?
Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, all these
The original.
different doors and details are from other houses brought together here, including the stairway here. And what you're seeing with regards to the pottery here, by the way, it's called earthenware. Earthenware, as in earthen clay, stuff that you brought out of the ground, even locally, to make the pottery and so forth. And Mayval pottery is one of the main reasons why Burkholz, when it was famous to a certain extent, that's what it was famous for, in part, was for this kind of pottery. He was an expert, and he was a descendant of many generations of pottery makers back in the old country. So this is really something descended from many years before, and in Europe, reborn right here.
Okay, do we have more time or are we done? I don't know. I heard somebody out there.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah,
they
I
might be
think
coming
that,
down.
that's what she said.
Okay, I'll see what she has to say. Yeah, here they come. Okay, so now you can follow those, and you'll probably have your picture taken one more time on the front